Hello and welcome to Victory Lap. I am your host, Stephanie Nilsson. Thank you so much for joining us. Victory Lap is a platform to help people maximize their cruise control, aka comfort zones, power up their pit stops, those unexpected growth zones, and celebrate their victories, those very important anchoring zones, by having real talk with real people who are doing some amazing things. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notification button below so that you don't miss any episodes. Now get those engines fired up and meet me at the starting line. This is a lap you will not want to miss. On your marks, get set. Welcome to the show. And welcome to 2021. Can you believe we've made it? The quote that I've chosen for today's episode is by Meister Eckhart. And he says, "And suddenly you know, it is time to start something new and trust the magic of beginnings." And I think this is just brilliant moving into 2021. Now, I don't know about you, but I am so excited about this upcoming year. And it's not because I think that all of a sudden, everything's going to morph into this new world for us. I know that we still have some obstacles that we need to overcome. But what really has me excited about 2021 is all the things that I've learned in 2020. And we can actually sit here and say now that 2020 is indeed hindsight. But to be a little bit more serious, for me, 2020 was a year of incredible personal growth and development. Usually I am always moving, I'm going, I'm traveling, I'm on the road. And as much as I do believe that I'm a reflector and I like to, be aware of who I am and how I'm growing and how I'm learning, 2020 was totally different for me. And it really forced me to slow down and sit in some things that, I don't think that I addressed for a long, long time, or didn't even know that I had to address, really. So I learned a lot in 2020. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about what I want. I learned a lot about what I'm capable of. I learned a lot about others. My relationships strengthened. My capacities strengthened. I learned about how adaptable I was, how brave I was. It was just a really good year for me from a learning perspective. And now what has me so excited about this upcoming year is I have this solid foundation to take everything that I've learned and everything that I started in 2020 into the new year with me. And I know that that is just going to springboard me into places that, wow, I'm just really, really overwhelmed with excitement. Anyway, one of my greatest victories for 2020 was the creation of Victory Lap. I have met some incredible people. I have, had amazing conversations. I have found kindred spirits, and I am so, so, so blessed for the experience that I have had and will continue to have through this platform. So today's episode is going to be a little bit different than something I've done in the past. And instead of interviewing somebody, I'm sharing my behind the scenes candid talk with the guests that I've had after the cameras stop rolling. So today I welcome you to enjoy my backstage pass to Victory Lap and just see what we chat about when everything's said and done. So without any further ado, I welcome you to today's episode. Yay!
And yet, as I grow and I get older and I do more, I get more healed, stronger in knowing that I am Joshua, I start to see all of that trauma from a different perspective. And it's really just has me in a place of just, wow.
Isn't it amazing?
It is. There's no back, I can tell my backstory, go watch my testimony. It's public.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't need to go into all that.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed with the opportunity that we all have to heal and this level of forgiveness that can go deeper and deeper and deeper and more into your heart that it can be. and a different understanding, because if we think about perception, well, perception's reality. Like, how many times have you been in an argument with a guy that you were dating or married to, and it's like they're telling you one thing, but you see it completely different.
And that's in everything in life. And I agree with you 100%. I have done healing on myself through changing my perspective, realizing that the damage that I was holding on to was from the eyes of a child. Not from the eyes of a mature woman that is able to process differently.
Yeah.
So this is fantastic. I love it. And when you say I am Joshua, I just have to say that gives me goosebumps. There's so much profound perfection and clarity in just claiming I am Joshua. There doesn't need to be an explanation or a description or validation. You are Joshua. And in that is perfect. I love that. So what did you think, Paul?
Okay.
What's your feedback as my mentor?
I think it was really good. It's good. Or will you ask those 3 core questions all the way through each time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's the foundation for the show. That's the format for the show.
Yeah, good. So I think what I would do is I would build around that a little bit. I would as you get more guests, right?
Yes.
I would go back to all of your interviews over time. Let's say after you do maybe 30 or 40 of them, and I would begin to, create your top 10 answers to those questions,
Okay.
And I think you could take all of those, and I think, I would begin to build a program for each one of those pieces.
Oh, okay.
And I think I would turn this into a victory lap workshop.
Oh, I love it.
Where, the first workshop, the first part of the workshop is, the power of a comfort zone. The next is the power of a pit stop, right? The next is the power of the victory lap.
Right.
And I think I would create a workshop around that.
Oh, I love that idea. Absolutely love it. Because one of the things that I've been trying to figure out is how do I tie it all together, right?
Yeah.
So I love that.
I think, I think what I would do is I would build a blog around them.
Yeah.
I'd build a workshop around them.
Yeah.
I would certainly build micro content around all of those.
Yeah. And that's what I'm doing with my pace laps. I call them pace lap perspectives because the pace lap is the first lap at a race, right? You probably know that. I just discovered it, so I'm proud to share.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that.
So it's the first lap, right? So my pace lap perspectives are just little 2-3 minutes. I say, hey, it's Stephanie. Did you know? I say a quote, and then I talk a little bit about that. That's it. That's all, right? Just quick and easy. My goal is to do 2 to 3 of those a week, and to drop one victory lap, like an interview like this, every Friday. So 30 minutes on Friday, and then 2 or 3 of the little ones, and then obviously do the pre-marketing for each show as well, which I didn't do on my first one, but again, we're learning, right? We're taking the steps and going.
That people don't have the empathy or compassion to think about why somebody else feels that way.
Right.
And it's all being addressed with anger. And so no one's listening to each other.
Right.
And it just goes around and around and around, and there's no solution.
This is something that I've said for a long time with all of those different issues, right? Nobody is listening to each other. And it's all fear-based. Right? It's all fear because we're
fear and anger and
it comes from fear, right? So I've said forever, seek first to understand and then be understood. If we could sincerely do this, then then there wouldn't be war, there wouldn't be strife, there wouldn't be arguments, there wouldn't be anything. But we don't do that. And I mean, I try to do that in my home, but I don't always speak with love. Sometimes I get frustrated and I, tell my son, I can't do this, I need your help, right? And he comes out and he says, Mom, I don't like helping you. But and then I calm down and I'm like, yeah, you're right. But I mean,
well, and if everybody did that, if everybody sought to understand first, the people that they're seeking to understand will be more receptive to listen to where you're coming from, because you gave them that. But people, I mean, I guess it's a tough concept to understand and to learn. So all you do is one person at a time and hope that other people follow the lead.
Yeah, 100%.
But I reached a little bit more. So another old mentor of mine, when I started getting mentors 5 years ago, and he says, if you put your hand up, and reach as far as you can go with your normal arm.
Yeah.
And then push that, reach a little bit more, like overextend what that looks like, and then a little bit more, and get on your tiptoes and reach. And obviously you can only reach so far, but the exercise proves a grand point of view that just doing what is the minimal doesn't get you to the maximum.
And I just had this idea today. I was watching the news, right, with the elections, trying to figure out what's happening politically. I don't watch very often, but once in a while, when it's something big, I will. So I was watching Canadian news to see what the energy here was politically with what's going on down the States. But I just had this idea pop into my head that I should look into a grant for my business. But then when I was on my mentorship call today, he said, you might not want to do that. He says, you're probably better off to look for ways to generate revenue than to go and get funding via a grant or a loan, because then you've got restrictions that you wouldn't have otherwise, right?
Yeah.
I think he's probably right.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think.
He also said too, the hunger of an entrepreneur. It's really
yeah. So I mean, what I was taught was that it's like the first thing you do is, and like you have an expertise in something, and the first thing you do is you manage to get people on calls, and then once you have them on the call, you close them, they give you money, and then you coach them, and whether on Zoom or like you send them Google Docs, like it doesn't matter as long as you get them results. And as you do that, you're getting paid to build something, and then that something can become like a Kajabi course, or it could become like anything. And so that's what I've been doing. And so I'm building like an online course that people go and watch the training, and then they get some one-on-one time.
When I asked questions in the past, like, dating question, or it was something I posted like 6 months ago on Facebook. I got like 150 people commenting and a lot of private messages. Why is it so difficult for a wonderful woman to find a great guy today? So questions like that, and just people just go, off. I mean, people love that, because there's a lot of people that are single that, haven't found their soulmate or true love, and they've been through 10, 15, negative relationships, and they're like, where is that person? Where is that man? Where is that woman? And obviously, as you're aware, there's certain, obviously patience is everything. You never know, right? I have a friend who met her second husband when she was 67, and today they're best friends. But what people want is they want to connect. They want to feel that their person is out there. They want to feel that, they're validated because they're doing and saying all those things to bring that person closer. The reality is a lot of times we think a certain way and we think we're doing something, but we're really not, doing it. We may think it, but we also have to do it. So you have to be proactive after that thought comes in. So there's certain things that we need to do to manifest whatever it is we want to manifest. Like I probably manifested you.
Yes,
And in this particular live, with, I told myself, in the next couple of years, I'll probably do lots of shows.
Yeah.
And, I've gotten quite a few clients who pay me well.
Yeah.
I manifested that.
Yes.
So we need to talk about that. And then, a lot of people have taken offense when I told them that, problem is always self, answer is always spiritual. You're not where you're at, or you're not thinking the way you want to think because you're just not working at it. So it's about working at it every day.
See, when you were talking about the education element, I really like that because I feel that that's a place that I can contribute. I can help create content, especially when it comes to things like lifestyle training, how to create a resume, how to find that job, one of the things that I'm doing for my organization right now, which can translate into so many different ways, is I'm creating micro learnings on sales skills. But basic sales skills, right? Like I said, I work for an engineering firm, and we're all supposed to have a selling component to our positions, right? But the engineers and some of the technical guys, they don't have any sales training. So I've got to create these micro learnings for them. But I could do something like that to help develop sales skills in the right?
Come up.
The other thing that I can help do too is take the skill sets that they currently have and look at ways that you can, or they can transition those into other opportunities. And
that would be a call. Maybe maybe we set up something where I bring in my, a couple of my guys from Ethiopia, or my key person over there, and maybe brainstorm with him a little bit.
Yeah. Because I don't know what the needs are, but if we could figure out what the needs are and where my skill set can contribute to that, I'm more than willing to help.
There's so many things, and that's my problem, is that I have so many different directions I can go, is I've just kind of paused. So,
well, that's the same thing for me, is I'm always coming up with new ideas and new concepts, and I have a lot of different interests, right? But I do believe if we can find ways, like, for example, I have a call Friday with a guy that I did the interview with last week, right?
Yeah.
So his show will be shown in a couple weeks. Anyways, he's all about self-empowerment. He's got a coaching practice on self-empowerment.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that he does talks about relationships. So we are actually going to start doing a Facebook Live on relationships and dating.
Yes.
So I don't mind doing collaborations because you don't know where they go. And I'm a big believer in creating multiple streams of income.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right? You don't put and that's what I loved about Make Anything Easy. I can put it into anything I want. The other part is that I didn't even mention that I can do speaking. I can do speaking engagements, and that's what I'm part of the NSA for.
Right.
And being able to coach people and those things. I really enjoy doing that. I mean, just obviously from the conversation. So it is kind of like coaching to a certain extent, that they'd pay for services for me to coach them through whatever problem they have.
Exactly. 100%.
And then I get a team of people that do that. No, you can talk to this person. So it's more of a coaching, paid to get coached kind of deal.
Love it. Wow. I have really had some amazing guests on my show. I am so blessed to have been able to have some incredible conversations with super cool people. What a great platform. I would love to hear your feedback on who some of your favorite guests were, maybe some of the different comments that really inspired you. Let me know what you think about the Backstage Pass concept. One of the things that are going to be really important to me moving forward is I really want to make sure that the content that I show and the guests that I have on the show resonates with you, the viewer. So the more feedback you can provide, the more I can make sure that it hits those goals. So thank you again so much for watching today. Happy New Year's. Here's 2021. One of the things that I love most about Victory Lap is that it showcases everyday people who've been inspired to do some pretty cool things. If you've been inspired to maybe start a new business, go for that promotion at work, improve your relationship, or want to level up in any area of your life, but you don't know where to start, I can help you with that. Check out my website at www.stephanienielsen.ca to see the different ways in which I can work with you. For more episodes of inspired people doing cool things, check out www.victorylap.ca. And if you have an inspiring story, fill out that contact us form. You just may be the next guest on the show. You can also find me on social media, Facebook and Instagram at stephanienielsen.ca and Twitter at Stevie Creates. So keep those comments coming. I love to hear from you guys. Maybe you can even share some of the ways in which you're celebrating your victories. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next lap. Ciao, ciao.